Hey guys, in today's lecture, we're going to be learning about variables. So let's get started. First, let's create the variable. How to create a variable, you start off with var. So let's name this one my variable. It's going to be an integer, so we put the int and let it equal to 5. So now we see over here, it gives us the value of 5. So now let's create a Boolean. Boolean is also a variable and usually gives either a true or false statement. So bool, let's put it to equal to true. So now it gives us the value of true. Okay, now let's get a double. We'll call it my double. And we get the double function. And we set it equal to 4.58. With a double, you can put decimal places. So now it gives us 4.58. So now for a string, we'll call it my string. And it's going to be a string. Let's set it equal to Brian. Oops. Brian. So now we get Brian. Oh, we have to put in parentheses. Since it's a string, we have to put in parentheses. Any letter value we'll put in parentheses. So now we get Brian. Okay, so now let's get another variable function. Use the let. And let's call this one my new variable. And if we want to set it equal to, let's say 7.56. And then we want to change it to, we call them my new variable again and change it to equal to 5. It won't let us because when you use the let variable, this is the variable that's going to stay at. With with the var, you can change it. So for instance, if I put my variable, we set it equal to 6, it'll give us the value of 6. So whenever we're using the let function, it's a variable that cannot be changed. Okay. So now let's show you another example, my string. And let it equal to nil. Now it's gonna call it error because the variable cannot equal to nothing unless you give it an optional. So if we make it optional, then it can be equal to anything or nothing. So if I give it the question mark, that means it can equal to nothing as well, so nil. Okay. So now let's do something else. Let's say we want to let your string equal to an integer. So we want it to equal to my variable. It won't work like this because a string cannot equal to an integer. The only way it'll work is if you put parentheses by it. So now you see that, okay. Let's also add parentheses. So now it's going to give us what my variable equal to, and that's 5. So the only way to add, make a string equal to an integer, like let's say you're making a sentence like, for example, I have my toes. I have 5 toes. So if you want the string to include a variable that's an integer, you have to surround it by brackets and parentheses. Okay. So now let me show you one more thing. Let's say let my double, and it's a double, equal to double and also my variable, it will also equal to 5. So that's another way to call a variable in a double. Thank you for watching this short tutorial of variables, and I'll see you next time in the next lecture.